Thank you for watching Mike's in the Garden. Today we are talking about water distillation, and we're going to be talking about the benefits as well as doing a review on this RovSun water distillation machine. A quick few points before we get into it. We're going to be talking about the benefits of water distillation, why it's something you should consider when it comes to your drinking water. We're going to go through a whole rundown, the process of taking this thing apart, the cycle, how long it takes, what it tastes like, my personal review. Full disclosure, I did not buy this. A friend let us borrow this, and we've had it for about a month now. And I have pros and cons. This is about $80 to $100 on Amazon. It takes about 4 hours to completely cycle through. What is water distillation? Well, water distillation is the process of heating water to the point where it creates steam, and then that steam is then collected in this container here. So it produces about a gallon. It says 4 liters. It takes 4 hours to do that. When it's done, it is extremely hot. I would say it takes 20 to 30 minutes to cool down. The next thing, which I will show you, is how to clean it between cycles, because I think it should be cleaned between cycles. I don't know that it's completely necessary, but I like it looking fresh and clean, especially since we borrowed this. I want to give it back looking fresh and clean. Why is it beneficial to be drinking distilled water? Distilled water has most of the contaminants removed, like metals, chemicals, bacteria, viruses. It has most of the minerals removed, like calcium, magnesium, sodium. It's one of the cleanest ways you can drink water because of all of the impurities that we just mentioned have been removed. Because of that, it is lacking minerals. So I've noticed drinking this for a month now, less dehydrated. So I'm drinking less water, but I've also noticed I don't have as much minerals, and we're pretty healthy with the vegetables and the fruits that we eat. So that's something I need to probably supplement. I've been taking some magnesium at night. Distilled water also lasts longer. It has a much longer shelf life because of everything we just mentioned. All the impurities, the bad stuff, bacteria, everything that can form over time with water that hasn't gone through this process. Let's go through some of the pros. We just mentioned all the benefits from the bacteria and viruses and contaminants that are removed. All the minerals are removed, so again, you may need to supplement that. We have terrible Florida water. I immediately could taste the difference in this water compared to our fridge water, which has a filter. It filters out some of the chlorine, most of the chlorine. It does not filter out the fluoride. So pretty much any municipality, I believe, is still putting fluoride in the water. So if you're drinking your city or town tap water, it has fluoride in it. And this machine here will remove all of that. Let's talk about some of the cons. This machine is very loud. I'm gonna run it at the end, and I guess I'll cut it through right now so you can hear how loud it is. Check, check, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, so at my normal voice speaking, competing with air conditioning, this is very loud. Our living room is on the other side of this kitchen wall here, and if we're sitting there and this is running, it's very loud. It's hard to hear the television or focus if you're trying to sit and read. And it gets very warm, so you need to be careful. I've taken this apart and not let it cool down and pretty much burned myself. I'm not here to complain about it. I made the mistake. It says it right here. There's warnings in the manual as well as on the machine itself. We did notice a big spike in our electric bill. We run this, I'd say, at least 3 times a day. So we're cycling through 12 hours, basically, maybe more if you consider 5 hours, if it's 4 hours and a half hour to cool down. We just started getting some gallon jugs of distilled water from Walmart. It's like $1.29, which when we kind of did the math, the increase in the electric bill is roughly about the same to if we were to go and buy gallon jugs from Walmart of the distilled water. I recycle a ton of stuff. All these gallon jugs from Walmart will be used to fill up some compost tea that we're going to be selling. So there is a purpose. I'm not trying to feed the big behemoth that is Walmart, but I'm not sure where else I can get something at a price where it is less beneficial than running this 12 hours a day, because it is something we're concerned about. Everyone's utility bills are going up, so we're just trying to supplement that a little bit. Knowing now the benefits of drinking this water, we live a mile from the chlorination plant. We can smell it pretty much every morning, so we want to be as far away from the Florida water, the fridge filtered chlorine water, and the distilled water is what we're sticking to. Our pets get the distilled water, and we're also using distilled water to make some colloidal silver. Maybe we'll do a video on that shortly. I guess we'll start by breaking this down. Now that this is completely full, it comes with this little cap on top here, and this little downspout is what the steam condenses into this container here. So this is necessary for the water to properly fill up the container. I did not have this on properly the first time, and a bunch of water spilled, and this was maybe 3/4 full. So there's 2 plugs in the back, one for the top, which is the fan, and the other, which is actually what plugs into your outlet and powers the device. So I am going to pull out the cord here and show you how easy this is to pop off. Just like that, pops off, let it drain out a little bit of that condensation that's left over, and then I like to tip it as so, and now we're able to clean this device, fill it back up, and get it running through its next cycle. So let me show you what it looks like inside. This is just from one cycle. So you can see this like sedimentation built up in here, and somewhat along the sides you can see some sedimentation built up as well, and it's just some minerals that have been taken out of the water. Technically you can fill this up and just keep running it, but what I like to do is just take a little bit of distilled vinegar. This is the white distilled vinegar, and I just pour enough to cover the bottom. That's it. It's a splash, splash and a half to basically cover the bottom. And what that's going to do is it's going to start eating up those minerals and build up on the bottom there. I leave this for about 10 minutes, come back with a washcloth, wash the inside. I do bring it over to the sink, rinse it out. I'm well aware of electrical devices. This unit has, as mentioned before, 2 plugs, one for this top piece and then one to actually power the device. So when I bring this over to the sink, wash it out and fill it up, I'm very mindful not to get any of these buttons wet or close to water. I just wanted to add that tip in there. We're gonna let this sit for a few minutes. We're gonna head over to the sink, clean this bad boy out, and get it filled back up. Okay, we're over here at the sink now. I think there's a better view of like the mineral and sediment built up on the side. And now that the vinegar has been sitting in there for a little bit, you can kind of get an idea of what it looks like. So I'm going to wet this cloth here. And I'm going to bring this back in. And I'm not scrubbing, I'm just basically wiping. And we'll be able to see this just wipe away. You see that? Just wiped away. Just come along the sides here and just wipe away. I'm not scrubbing at all, just got a wet cloth and just wiping this away. So like I mentioned before, I want to make sure that where our electrical components of this device are away from the water. So now they're both on these sides, and the water's, if anything's gonna dribble off this side. So I'm just gonna kind of rinse off what I just loosened up along the sides with the cloth. Try and get as much of that sediment off as I can. Pour it out the sides, and then I'm just gonna fill it right back up. Now it does have a fill line here. You can see it full. Okay, so we are ready to get another cycle of the distilled water going. So I want to mention a couple things briefly with this unit. Inside this little piece here is some activated charcoal. So this goes on, and I like to line up the back of this here directly with where this plugs in. And that's going to plug in just like that. And we're almost ready. So this unit here has the activated charcoal. This is where the condensed water comes out and goes into your container. It says to replace every 1 to 2 months in your user manual with some of the activated charcoal. So it looks like there's a couple containers in here, little packets. Other than that, I'll just briefly show you the box that it comes in. This, your container, your condensed water container will be in here when you get it, and not too much as far as unboxing. The only other thing is it comes with a cap that you can cover and screw on here. And it also comes with it's kind of like a citric acid cleaning solution. We did have to put this in here and run this for about an hour, considering it's going to use up some energy to clean that, as opposed to just using the vinegar like I did, where it sat about 10-15 minutes and then was easily wiped out, as you saw. I like to say this thing takes about 5 hours to run through a cycle. It goes at least 4 hours. We've clocked it anywhere from 4 to 410, 420. I think if you're a little bit over the fill line, maybe it'll take a little bit longer. I'm not sure if hot or cold water makes a difference. I know cold water heats up faster. That's not something we've completely experimented with. One of the other reasons we tested this, and we'll probably buy one of these units, is we were looking at a whole home water purification system, $6,000 water filtration system that purified the water, which sounds great. It would come out of your sinks, your hoses, the shower, but it didn't completely remove everything like your water distiller would. It just so happened that we were able to borrow this from a friend. She was going on vacation. This was brand new, so we were the first ones to use it. And we're very happy with it. Unfortunately, it just takes a ton of energy to use. So that's it for this review. I'm going to turn it on so you can hear how loud it is. But other than that, I will put an affiliate link down below for the RovSun. I think it is a good product. It is made in China. The benefits, I believe, outweigh the drawbacks. We're no longer drinking chlorinated, fluoridated water. Unfortunately, our electric bill is a little bit higher, but I think it's definitely worth it. If it's something where maybe you don't drink as much, you can just let it run while you're at work or overnight, which is what we do sometimes. Wake up in the morning and it's had cooled down and ready to run through another cycle. So I will leave an affiliate link down below if you're interested. We appreciate it. If you're new to the channel, make sure you go down, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Leave us a comment. Let us know what you think about distilled water or this unit in general. And more videos from the garden coming soon. It was a pretty crappy rainy day today. Of course, the sun's out now, so I figured I would mix it up, throw in this type of video here, talk about distilled water, the benefits of distilled water, as well as give a review on this product because it's a completely unbiased review. That's it. More educational videos on the way soon. Stay healthy.